Okie dokie, so this one is going to be a little off the cuff. I'm going to read and analyze a news article I read from US News, just to, the title says it all, right? So, title is Michigan Official Shows Gun After Public Meeting Criticism. Holy shit. So, a county official in northern Michigan is drawing criticism after displaying a rifle in response to a citizen's criticism of a far-right group during an online public meeting. And here we see an extraordinarily grainy picture with a caption that's irrelevant. So, a county official in northern Michigan displayed a rifle during an online meeting in response to a citizen's comments about a far-right extremist group, drawing outrage from some local residents. So, I don't know why people even give a shit, but I guess it is Traverse City where they get a lot of tourists and whatnot. And oh God. So Ron Klaus, an elected member of the Grand Traverse County Board of Commissioners, was at home during the live-streamed meeting Wednesday, the Traverse City Record Eagle reported. Did this fucking page crash? No, it didn't. Okay. During a public comment period, a local woman, Kelly McIntosh, criticized the board for allowing self-described members of the Proud Boys to speak at a commission meeting last year and urged Commission Chairman Rob Henschel to denounce them. The neo-fascist group is known for engaging in violent clashes at political rallies, and some of its members took part in the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. So first of all, Kelly McIntosh, you're probably a fucking idiot. Just another one of these Karen fools that has nothing better to do than go complain about shit because they were told to, basically, by the mainstream media. The Proud Boys are not a neo-fascist group. That's patently fucking ridiculous. And I think for somebody like Kelly to comment on violence via the Proud Boys, which is virtually non-existent, while probably supporting Black Lives Matter, just kind of demonstrates how much of an idiot she is. Just one of these useful fools, of which there are obviously millions in the United States, that just kind of, the news said this, and at college, instead of teaching me to think for myself, they just told me to, only trust official sources, kind of defeating the whole purpose of college, right? So, and then insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Okay, so if what happened at the U.S. Capitol is a fucking insurrection, then what was Black Lives Matter doing rampaging across the country for 6 months? I think people are more than right to be pissed off when their election was obviously stolen out from them. I don't think black people are at all right to be pissed off when somebody like Jacob Blake or Fentanyl Floyd die in police custody, or in the case of Jacob Blake, was literally assaulting officers with a deadly weapon, and you're going to go out and riot because of this? Again, it comes down to the sort of useful idiots that comprise a staggeringly large proportion of the American population, that they just basically do whatever the fuck they're told. We continue on. At that point, Klaus stepped away from his webcam and returned with a rifle. Oh shit. Watch out for those Zoom bullets, right? They're right through the screen and at you, right? It's fucking idiots. So McIntosh told the Record Eagle she felt threatened. All right, so you obviously have to be a fucking idiot to be threatened when somebody brings out a gun on a computer screen. It's like, what do you think, the bullets are gonna go through the screen and at you? Okay, I get that a lot of people, because I was kind of like this before I got into guns, like you see guns in there and they're kind of scary. Well, Kelly, just by virtue of the political position she espouses, just another normie, conforming, inferior fucking retard. So what women will do a lot of the times is like what this chick's doing. She's probably just some useless Karen with nothing better to do. She has no moral standing or nothing, but what she does have is an excuse to lash out at somebody, because as she's lashing out, she's acting in accordance with this sort of semi-mainstream ideology about, feeling threatened with guns. I always, you guys know The Simpsons? Think about any time there was some kind of public calamity, how in the background you always had that one woman with her literal Karen haircut screaming, "Oh, won't somebody please think of the children? Oh, won't somebody do something?" So that's the type of character we're dealing with here, And of course, my phone's being a piece of shit. The guy, God, this guy is in the middle of a government meeting brandishing a weapon. It's not brandishing a weapon, Kelly. Kelly said, "Why would I not think they were trying to harm me?" Well, Kelly, because most people with an IQ above 85, or perhaps even lower, maybe even a retard, would understand that it's impossible for somebody to use a firearm to threaten you in a virtual setting. If you didn't know, the bullet has to travel through physical space and at you. As I had kind of joked about earlier, it's not like he's going to shoot it at the computer screen and it's going to come and hit you, but this woman's obviously a fucking idiot, so maybe that's what she's afraid of. I don't know. Macintosh, 74, boom, old white woman. Biggest problem in this fucking country, by the way. Told the Associated Press on Thursday that she planned to file a report with the Michigan State Police. Wow. Yeah, you're gonna go file. They're gonna look at it and go, I could see him in the back. Hey, Bill, look at this stupid bitch. She thinks we're gonna do something about a guy showing a rifle in a Zoom meeting. Huh, they're gonna fucking laugh because you're a fucking idiot. So, oh, I didn't think he was going to shoot me, obviously. Well, if you didn't think he was going to shoot you, which would kind of goes without saying because it would have been physically impossible at the time, then why the fuck do you feel threatened? Hello? And this lady's featured in a news article, a national news article, no less. So, you know, this is where we are. But I do think his whole point was to intimidate me and threaten me and anyone else who's going to speak out and see if he can stir up masses of people who are just looking for things to fight about. We got pot calling the kettle black here. Classic leftist trope. Saul Alinsky 101. Accuse the other side of that which you are doing to create confusion. Because this is the idiot that went all the way to the U.S. News and filed a report. Well, I don't know what it is with these old white women and filing reports. Nobody gives a fuck. Nothing's going to happen, you know. And it's because of people like that that we have issues with false allegations of sexual misconduct, because we have this environment now where I guess standards of jurisprudence and proof fly out the window when a woman feels threatened, which is completely ridiculous. But again, that's kind of where we are. I have no idea what homeboy was trying to do, taking out a rifle, probably just trying to do something dramatic. I don't know, but to feel threatened, I mean, does he even know where you live? Like, you know, how fucking, so you didn't feel threatened, but because he didn't agree with you politically, you went around him and kind of stretched the truth a little bit, complained a lot, and now you get a report from the fucking news about this. So that's the kind of shit we're dealing here. So I was going to chime in as well, Klaus said. I was just going to show the rifle and show that I fully support the Second Amendment, but then I opted not to. I was in my home. I don't know what the fuck. Two self-described members of the Proud Boys spoke to the county board last March in support of a pro-Second Amendment resolution the panel adopted. Again, the Proud Boys are not a terrorist group. They're not a neo-fascist group. They're just some right-wing people, which does not immediately mean they're fucking terrorists. So Klaus said he wouldn't denounce any group, kind of cucking out in that regard, including Black Lives Matter, the NFL, or LGBTQ organizations. Excuse me, just had lunch. Yeah, Black Lives Matter needs to be denounced. I'll denounce it now. That is an actual terrorist organization. I mean, they're responsible for more damage, death, violence, harm, and fires all over the country than the Proud Boys or QAnon tards, whatever. Like nobody in modern America comes close to causing the amount of damage that Black Lives Matter has. And again, over complete bullshit. Whereas the Proud Boys, okay, the election was stolen. That's an issue. Okay, there's obvious rampant anti-white bigotry going around. That's a fucking issue. These are real problems, not unreal ones made up where useful idiots are whipped up into a frenzy and then go destroy the fucking cities they live in. Like how much, what the, yeah, okay, lot of, why don't you go, you know, sit in the front of the bus or something? That's a little bit more useful, right? So, the only thing I know about them, the Proud Boys, is when they came and spoke to us, Klaus said. They were probably the most respected folks that got up and talked. They were decent guys and they treated us with respect. Yeah, because the Proud Boys comprise just normal white dudes that are not, you know, raging soy boy fucking socialists. The Proud Boys have been labeled a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center and an extremist group by the FBI. The FBI has, as is obvious throughout Trump's presidency, been co-opted by the deep state, colloquially speaking, and the left. I mean, just now, you can go look into how House Democrats are trying to weaponize the FBI to go after alt tech on bullshit, like with Parler. They're like, oh, well, you know, Parler has these servers based in Russia. We have to go see if there's any foreign influence. Well, it's like you guys chase them out of the West. They're not allowed to get servers everywhere because big tech can't have any competition. It's like this vertical monopoly, oligarchical cabal of fucking billionaires basically pulled a coup. And let's not forget, like I mentioned in my last video, that these motherfuckers silenced the president of the United States. I don't care that it was Trump. Obviously, that's more annoying for me as a Trump fan. But the principle of the matter is that the fucking president should not be silenced by anybody. I don't give a shit. I don't think Joe Biden should be kicked off of Twitter. That would be ridiculous, you know? And the Southern Poverty Law Center, they're a Jewish think tank that is obviously left-wing, so it's not really like who gives a shit what the SPLC says. They're full of shit. I mean, what do they have any proof? No. Do they have any arguments? No. They just take advantage of the fact that instead of being taught to think in college for the last 30 years, people are just thought to trust from different sources. And once you're part of this cabal of sources, people don't even bother to think about anything. They just say, oh, well, the SPLC said it, it must be valid. Do you know who funds the SPLC? Do you know who comprises the SPLC? Nope, they don't. But it's a trusted source because somebody told me to. So it's like, what the fuck did you go and pay for, dude? It's just absolutely ridiculous. So Henschel, the board chairman, laughed in response to Klaus's actions and said he had no problem with what Klaus did. I saw it across his chest and I thought it was ironic of him to do that. The person was talking about guns and he had one across his chest. I didn't see him do anything illegal or dangerous with it. He wasn't threatening or brandishing. He was just holding it. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that when a woman gets mad at you, because she's probably not going to be very good at thinking like most people, she'll just go complain to the authorities or tarnish your reputation or file a bullshit report. I can't tell you how many stupid bitches I've had complain about me going door to door or cold calling. And like I pointed out in the beginning of this, it's always white women over 40. I swear to God, they might even be a bigger problem than immigration, right? Maybe, I don't know, it's a bit of a joke. But Betsy Coffia, a Felly counter commissioner, labeled Klaus's actions deeply disturbing, okay? Deeply disturbing, that's kind of a buzz phrase by left-wing media. So again, we have the women who are idiots, who were basically probably went to college, probably can't think on their own, you know, real surprise there, who are going on about, oh, I'm scared, oh, I'm scared of a virus that has a 1% chance of killing me. I guess we better shut down the entire fucking economy of states all over the country and destroy our economies. I'm scared. Oh, I guess we better have a baby bust. You know, let's save all these worthless old people who probably have confounding, you know, medical conditions that more likely than not they have because of their own fucking fault. You know, let's go save them at the expense of people that aren't even born yet. You know, it just doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. The largely symbolic resolution approved by the board in March 2020 says the county cannot use public funds to restrict Second Amendment rights or to enforce measures contradicting it. That's a good thing. I am not a member of the Proud Boys, Henschel said Wednesday, but I do know a few Proud Boys. I've met Black Proud Boys, I've met multiracial Puerto Rican Proud Boys, and they inform me they also have gay Proud Boys. Wow, so we see no one is immune to this bullshit. Oh, we gotta kiss the fucking pinky ring of diversity, right? Just so fucking stupid. I don't see how that's a hate group. He closes with. Yeah, because they're not a hate group. Black Lives Matter, if there was a hate group, is much more of a hate group than the fucking Proud Boys, you know. Oh, that was the end of the article. So yeah, that's just the kind of stupid, absolute dumb shit that we're dealing with here in the state of Michigan. And it comes down to this pattern I've noticed, which I've confirmed with other folks across the country, that time and again, if you have a problem, it's not going to be with an immigrant. It's not even going to be with a black person. I swear to fucking God, it is always a white woman over the age of 40 who is just a bitch on wheels that has nothing to do but use the prevailing social winds as an excuse to bully people because he wouldn't kiss her ass about the Proud Boys. Why? Because she's wrong. You're wrong if you think the Proud Boys are a terrorist group. I'm not a Proud Boy, never will be. But to sit there and go on about how, oh, Black Lives Matter, my hair's all fucked up from my headphones, but to go on about how Black Lives Matter is great, to go on about how everything going on across the country is great, and then to condemn the Capitol protests and whatnot, it's ridiculous when you turn a blind eye to everything that's going on behind the scenes or with actual hate groups like Black Lives Matter. So, hope y'all enjoyed.